Welcome back to the channel. This year there have been a lot of really cool wholesale orders that I've gotten to put together, and this one happens to be the final one leaving my studio. This one included 30 cards that are all trees, and so I thought we'd go through it and see all the designs that I ended up putting into it. So this year all of my tree cards included the same stamped background, though lots of them use different colors. So we have this lovely one that is gray on an olive background. We have this blues one with tiny little trees. We have a tiny tree in plum. We have a larger trees on plum. I do really like the color I used for snow this year. It's super reflective. We have another one of the sort of more gray tone trees. There is something about the more gray tone trees that I just really like. It works on a lot of backgrounds, and I did do it on a couple different backgrounds. We have this one that's super pretty. I did this one on one of the two lighter blue backgrounds that I used this year. So stunning. We have this one, which was one of our only cards on a light pink background this year, but I do think it's super fun. We have these 4 or 3.5 trees on sort of a bluish purple periwinkle background. I tried to mix up my background colors this year. In the past I've only done 2 or 3 background colors. I think this year I did 9, and I definitely did like that variation. Got some more tiny trees, some more tiny trees, again on the plum background, another tiny tree on plum. All the snow on cards this year was the same, and I didn't do any that didn't have snow this year. In the past I've done a mix of snow and not snow, but there's just something about the sparkle at Christmas time. Another gray on olive. I do love the gray trees. They are a way to like clean up my palette, but they do look super pretty. We have blue, or I guess the navy, with some really colorful trees. So I do try and mix up my background so that the same card sort of color palette isn't always ending up on the same background. These very like mermaidy trees on the periwinkle background. More pastel-y trees on the periwinkle. More mermaidy colors on the periwinkle, but this time in the tiny tree format. These sort of more bluey gray green ones on the light blue background. This one, which I absolutely adore. It's super shiny and it's just super cute. We have this one, which is navy and pink. I guess navy and purple. I just love how it reflects. We have this one, which is sort of a similar color vibe, but very different tree colors. We have this one, which is all muted purples, which I really, really like. We have another gray and olive. I seem to have done a lot of the gray and olive. I just liked it. It works really well even with grays that are more like pink undertoned. Here's another gray and olive. Here's another gray and olive, but with some slightly different variation in our trees. Here's a very mermaidy card. This one's super cute. I love it on the plum background, which is the fun part about using a whole bunch of different backgrounds this year. Here's another very pastel one. Here's another gray one, but this one's vertical. So you've got a pastel-y blue, a pastel-y pink, and then a pastel-y like purple color. And finally we have this gray and olive one. So it's a very large color selection of tree cards this year, especially in this wholesale order. It is a lot of the sort of gray and olive. She was big into like the nature and sort of wanted some that were more natural colored or in more natural colored backgrounds. So I did go with green backgrounds more than I do on my normal cards. Normally I wouldn't do olive backgrounds. I'd stick to like the blues and the purples, but for this one I think it really worked. So this is the final wholesale order of the year, and then I'm done. Cards or Christmas cards until next year. So thanks so much for watching.